Hello everyone, let's solve this question together. Look at what you are given. You are asked to differentiate the W function of x. Now if you are watching my videos on this channel, I have told you guys that the W function of x you are hearing about is the product of a logarithm word function. The product of a logarithm word function. Now how are we going to differentiate the W of x? Now if you have f of x equals to x multiplied by e to the power of x. Now, the only way we can work on this, this is a function, y f of x equals to this. Now, if you're asked to find the inverse of this function, do you know what you're going to do? You're asked to find the inverse of this function. Let's find the inverse of this function, right? Let's find the inverse. Now, know that f of x is as what? Y equals to what? Now, x multiplied by e to the power what? X. Now, remember, if you're looking for the inverse function of any function, what you have to do is to swap. Okay, let's swap. So, what are we going to swap? In place of x, we put y. Okay, in place of y, we put x. So here will be x equals to y multiplied by e to the power of what? Y. Now, to make y the subject of the formula, the only thing we can do to make y the subject of the formula is to take the Lambert W function of both sides. That means the Lambert W function of x is equals to the Lambert W function of what? Y multiplied by e to the power of what? Y. That means the Lambert W function of x will be equals to what? Y. Because by these properties, when you take the Lambert function of y and the power here is y and here is y, the outcome is y. And this implies that y is equals to W function of what? X. You see? That means the inverse of this function, the inverse of x, is equals to W function of what? X. You see? Now, you can say that y is equals to, that means the inverse of x is equals to this. You see how simple it is? Very simple. Now, what if you have the W function, what if you have the inverse f of what? W function of x. You see, once you have the W function of x, this will be equals to what? Now this will be equals to the W function of x e to the power what? The W function of what? X. Okay. Now you see that here the W function is equals to y. So if you put y here, okay, and put y here and put y here, the outcome is what? It will be x. You see, that means the W function, W of x multiplied by e to the power of what? W function of x is equals to what? X. You see, very interesting. From looking at this, you can see, look at x is equals to y multiplied by e to the power of y, and y is what? Y the real function of x. So the outcome is just what? X. You see, now this implies that, okay, this implies that our x is equals to the real function of what? S multiplied by e to the power of what? The real function of what? X. Wow, this is amazing, right? Now let's differentiate this, but before we differentiate, let's use this one to differentiate. Okay, so it will be very easy because y is c, the real function of y, and the real function of x. That means s is equals to y multiplied by e to the power what? Y. Okay, that means let's differentiate. That means the x over what? The y, okay, is equals to what? Let's differentiate. Let's keep y constant, differentiate e to the power y. Keep y constant and differentiate what? E to the power what? Y. Remember that if you differentiate e to the power y, it should also be constant. Okay, then plus what? Plus, let keep y constant. Keep y constant, differentiate e to the power what? Keep y constant, right? No, we'll keep y constant here and differentiate this. So if you keep y constant here, that means what you are going to keep here constant is e to the power what? E to the power what? Y. Keep it constant, differentiate what? Y. Y. If you differentiate y, you are going to have 1. Let's say that the x over the y is equals to y multiplied by e to the power y, then plus what? E to the power what? Y. Wow. This is amazing, right? This is amazing. Now, what are we going to do? All right. Now, we're going to that. Remember that we are going to find the y, the s, but we are going to that the s, the y is equals to this. Now, don't forget that this y is what? Let's go back. Y is what? Look at y is the real function of x, right? That means the x divided by the into y is what? Y is the real function of x. So, that this is the real function of what? X. Okay? Amazing. Equals to what? Now, look at this. What are we going to do? We can factorize something out, right? What is common? We can factorize something out, right? Look at, you're having y multiplied e to the power y plus this. But there's something we are going to do. Okay? Now, y is what? Look at y. Y is the real function of x. I know that this is the real function of x. Okay? The real function of x, because y is the real function of x. Okay? Multiply by. Now, we're having here as e to the power y. What are we going to do here? That means this will now become e to the power what? The real function of what? X. You see? Because y is still the real function of x. Then plus what? Then for here, what are we going to do here? what are we, or are we still going to write the e to the power of the function of x? But let me also draw your mind to something very interesting. If not using, want to remove this e, want to what you are going to work with here, just the w and x. We are going to remove everything e. But what are we going to do? Let's draw our mind to this. We know that our x is equals to y multiplied by e to the power of y. Okay, and again s is equals to the derivative function of x multiplied by e to the power of the derivative function of what, x. Now we are seeing e to the power of y here. Okay, we are seeing e to the power of y here. Okay, you can see we are seeing e to the power of y here, and we are seeing e to the power of y here. I will know that y is what? Y is f of x. That means a derivative function of x. That means s will be equals to the derivative function of x e to the power of what, y. Now for us to make this the surgery formula, what to divide both sides. If we divide here by the derivative function of x and divide this by the derivative function of what, x. Now this will cancel out this. We will now see that x divided by the derivative function of y is equals to e to the power of what, y. Wow, this is amazing, right? Very interesting. You can see that means this e to the power of y you are seeing is x divided by this. So now see that the x over the what, the derivative function of what, x is equals to the derivative function of x multiplied by e to the power of the derivative function of what, x, okay, plus what, x divided by the derivative function of x. Wow, this is amazing. Now let's understand that all this you are seeing here is just x. Don't forget, all this you are seeing here is just x. So you can just put x here. Okay, so let's remove this quickly. So we can remove this from here. Okay, so that means the x over the what into the derivative function of x is equals to what? You see, all this is just x. Don't all this, look at, let's go back. All this is just x. You can see the real of x multiplied by e to the power of the real of x is just x. So here is just what, x. Okay, then plus what, plus x divided by the real of what, x. Now what is our LCM? Our LCM is the real of x, right? That means the x divided by the what, the real of x is equals to what? Now our LCM is what? Our LCM is what? The x. Now the real of x, sorry, the real of x divided by 1 is still the real of x. So multiply by this. What are this is x multiplied by the real of x. Then divide this by this. We have 1 times s. We have what? Plus what? X. Now remember, look at what we are differentiating. Look at your differentiate this with respect to x. Okay, but look at what you are having here. So let's take the inverse. That means into the what? The derivative of x, okay, divided by the x to the power of what? Minus 1. Because if we simplify this, we're going to have this back equals to the same thing here into the derivative of x, okay, divided by x multiplied by the derivative of x plus what? X to the power of what? Minus 1. If you simplify this, we're going to have this back. Now if we multiply both sides, both power by what? Multiply both power by what? By minus 1. We are going to have that this is what? The derivative of x, okay, divided by the s equals to w of what? W of x divided by x, w of x plus what? Plus x. Okay, now this is amazing. You see, now but this is the answer. You see, but you can do something at the numerator. That means the w of d of the real of x, okay, divided by the x equals to the w of what? X divided by what is common there? S is common, right? So we can factorize s out, right? S is common, so we can bring s out here into this. We have the real of x, okay, divide this by this. We have plus 1, okay, plus 1, and this is answer to this particular problem. Can you see how simple and interesting? It's very simple and interesting. Very simple, what, and interesting. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you find it very interesting, don't hesitate. Do well to like, comment, and also share it to loved ones or others will learn from it. Please, if you're not subscribed, consider to subscribe to this channel so that anytime we have an exciting video, you'll notify. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.